So here I am, late at night, sitting at my desk, drinking my tea and building some Gen 4 teams like a normal, well-adjusted person, when it hits me. Why am I not recording this? What can I say? I have been slow today. But yeah, I had some fun ideas and I figured here we are. So these are a little more on the ambitious side, and like with the advanced team building video, I can't promise these are going to bring you ideal results against the entire metagame, but I'm gonna try and make them as sound as possible. Just bear in mind that, Moltres is Moltres, and if that doesn't make sense to you because you don't know Gen 4, then here are the Viability Rankings. Jirachi, T-Tar at the top, bunch of other stuff, and Moltres is way down here with a bunch of other junk that doesn't get used. So yeah, but, it's just stuff I like, so. Anyway, I might jump around. I'll go in chronological order. So, the idea of this team, I should change that, is just, well, I want to use Gengar because it's fast and it's really strong, and it devastates a lot of offense and defense alike, but it needs support because it does not like Steel Psychics, in particular Jirachi and Bronzong. Now, I could use Taunt Will-O-Wisp, like has been done on a million other good teams, but I decided I want Life Orb, I want Power, I want Explosion, and in that fourth slot, which can be anything, then I thought about a couple things, including Energy Ball to surprise Swampert, which I still think is a decent idea, but I decided Sucker Punch, because Sucker Punch Gar is pretty awesome for picking off Latias, not risking the tie, or just outrunning it if it's Scarf, and a Scarf Rotom, just general nice chip. And how am I getting past Jirachi and Bronzong? Magnet Rise Magnezone, that's how. So, the idea here is that Gengar will very often kill two Pokemon on the opposing team. It's so hard to switch into that it's often going to require a sacrifice, and then afterwards you can boom on their Kingdra or Gyarados or Dragonite that can take a hit and KO it back or set up. So, that's the general idea. So, and since Magnezone is getting ideally a freebie against the opponent's Steel type, and if the opponent doesn't have any of Skarmory, Jirachi, or Bronzong, then Gengar is probably going insane. So ideally, you get a freebie here, and then Gengar gets a 2-for-1, and I figured, how else can I keep that idea going? And the answer is Breloom, because Sleep helps make up for the fact that this team is not going to be the most sound in the world defensively, but Breloom is an offensive terror, and is even more fierce than it already is against stall teams because Magnezone removes Skarm. So, yeah, it's going to be really, really nasty to, this is already fierce offense, and then you throw a Spore on top of it. I mean, even Sleep Talk. Sleep Talk in DPP isn't that good. Not only does it fail after the first use, but the Sleep Talkers are very prone to, well, Latias gets trapped and Dragonite has Stealth Rock and can also get Pursuited. So, speaking of Pursuit, we're definitely adding Tyranitar because, among other things, it checks a lot and we need that badly. And it also pursuits very nicely, so if you face a Dugtrio, then it's going to Aerial Ace Breloom or Pursuit Gengar, and then you Pursuit it back with T-Tar and it's dead. T-Tar also provides Stealth Rock, which is good. We're going to need something fast. I'm thinking Scarf Latias, maybe. So T-Tar is going to be Stealth Rock, Crunch, probably safe to just say Pasho, and then I'm going to say Earthquake, because I don't know, I like hitting Nidoqueen, although I don't know how necessary that is. Oh, we have to pick a hidden power for Magnezone. I don't think fire is that necessary nowadays at all, so I'm just gonna say grass. Because Swampert is a threat, and limiting it is good. So, here actually we need our own Breloom answer, very important. And we need to continue checking stuff. So our last is going to be Scarf Flygon or Latias, I'm pretty sure. And we want some more offense. T-Tar adding another trap also helps in that whole idea of, you know, good trades forcing a solid endgame. We need to abuse that more, though, and we also need not only a Breloom answer, but our own Gengar answer. So, when in doubt, Jirachi, not because LOL hacks, but because it covers a lot defensively, but I'm also a big fan of Metagross. So Scarf Metagross could be great here, but the late game against Scarf Flygon is what I'm worried about. So I am going to lead more towards Scarf Latias, and that just leaves the issue of opposing Breloom. Latias is definitely the best fit here. It's either going to be the Breloom answer, but I'd like it more as a cleanup option. So I'm gonna say, and I really don't like Sleep Talk on Scarf Latias. I mean, I guess it could run it. Like, Jericho Meteor, Dragon Pulse, and then Trick and Sleep Talk, maybe? I don't know, I feel like I would almost only want to run 3 moves just so it's always beating Flygon. That's going to be really crucial for these kinds of teams. You know, the pressure is packed on here, but you got to have that finishing option. So I'm going to say these 3, and stuff like DD Tar is handled thanks to Mach Breloom, and Subpetite and Polion as well, so I don't think you need the coverage there. So I think this is fine. I mean, I was also going to say possibly that Aerial Ace Tyranitar set that I think Emerald posted recently, but I don't think you want to go without any of these moves. You need this for handling Heatran, so... as for Gengar, then I suppose this doesn't need to be Pasho. It could definitely be Chople. And that would make Aerial Ace even more appealing, because if Breloom goes for Mach, you just soak it. So, I'm trying to figure out the last. I think that's the most crucial. Trick Room Bronzong might be really nice. Explosion, Sweep Potential. It's that or a Gilligros. And Gilligros is stronger and physically bulkier. And it's naturally faster, which helps against Breloom a lot. So I'm going to say one of those. I mean, alternatively, this is the kind of team that is a little out there, so you want to test it rather than make any final declarations in the team builder. But I'm definitely, no matter which of them ooh, I just had another idea. Bulky SD Scizor would be a Gengar answer. Not a Wisp Gengar answer, but I mean, we can't be picky. Either way, I think Chople is the option here, is the best option here. I mean, it's not, this team isn't very pretty against water types, but, and you know, that might be another argument for Thunderbolt on Gengar. Again, so this could be Sucker Punch, could be E-Ball, probably excessive with HP Grass Zone and Breloom, but you never know. But Thunderbolt, I think, is probably a good call. It means you don't have to explode on Gyarados too, so since we're all about increasing our coverage and Sucker Punch really is just mostly a luxury, then I'm going to say Thunderbolt. So, our second... Yeah, okay, so this... And, oh man, I really want to run Aerial Ace, but that requires losing a lot of bulk. Not sure how much I love that idea. Yeah, okay, so this last, I think, should probably be... I mean, Bronzong would also mean I could run a different Scarfer, maybe? Well, no, because Latias runs, is running Sleep Talk, so... It can't, because it's the Breloom answer. But I guess in theory I could go Chople Aerial Ace Tar, but I don't think any of these moves can be dropped. I was just gonna say because Breloom or because Bronzong has the Earthquake immunity, which lets it truck. What's it called? Scarf Flygon, but I think Metagross is probably better here because of that initial speed against Breloom being really crucial. So we're running Rock Polish because it's cooler, Earthquake, and Explosion. The lead here can be, I mean, it's kind of forced to beat T-Tar, but lead Breloom is not bad. It really isn't, especially now with Swampert lead being pretty common. So most Metagross are Sash or Akka. So I don't think it's a bad choice. And hell, you can just go run a Timid Magnezone if you like. I like the power of T-Bolt against Jirachi, but Timid Magnezone outruns Max Speed Sash Metagross, and Magnet rises on it, so you're going to beat it. And if you're facing a lead Metagross, you're probably not going to need it as much. Metagross also offers more security against yada yada. Can run Lumberry or Leftovers. I gotta say, I kind of like the idea of lefties just offering longevity, but Lum is also pretty nice. So I'm going to default to Lum. We're going to run the Scarf Tran outspeeding spread. Actually, let me see how much. I always forget what it is to outrun Scarf Rotom at +2, because Scarf Rotom I think is 447 at what's it called, at plus or times 1.5. 447, yeah, so 448, I think it's 224. Yeah, that's the benchmark. So, yeah, that's fine. That's actually a great benchmark. So, we're gonna go with this. It's not ideal, we don't have a perfect lead, but this team is, again, ambitious. So, I think the offensive synergy here is really terrifying. So, give this one a whirl. You know, try Bronzong if you like. I think Metagross has better benefits, but yeah, so yeah, against Machamp you gotta dance around it pretty nicely. So again, Breloom lead might be nice because you can pivot to Gengar and then yeah. Actually, you know what? I am going to encourage Breloom lead because against Stall you'll be fine. And against offense, you have the tools to switch into the stuff that scares it out. So, you know, if you're thinking you hate Azelf more, then go with this. But I think Breloom is overall safer. So, we're off to a good, ambitious start. Now, these other teams are filled in with the outline because I was just taken with the idea and didn't want to jot anything, didn't want to miss anything. This one's cool. Heracross is awesome. And I'm going to be taking my very quick bathroom break early into this video, but yeah, this one is less ambitious overall, but still has some cool ideas, such as the lefties Metagross and the Specs Rotom Mow, so be right back. Okay, so the idea of Heracross is that it is really tough to switch into for offense. It's faster than the common Scarfers, but it makes up for that by really forcing damage that nothing really wants to take. Its close combat devastates a ton of staples, T-Tar, Heatran, and Fernape. Jirachi's certainly not switching into it. And what's more is that its Mega Horn is actually a huge threat. because the things that resist it most commonly are either Stealth Rock weak, Dragonite, Zapdos, Gyarados, or they get destroyed by close combat, Heatran. So that's the idea. It's really tough for offense to switch into safely. I guess I should probably put Sleep Talk on it. Yeah, okay. I mean, this pains me, but yeah, I guess something's got to switch into Breloom. Lame. I could go with Sleep Talk Specs Rotom, I suppose. No, I don't like that as much. And, you know, Guts. And it says... I got the hiccups. Wonderful. Okay, so Banded Heracross is the more ideal Breloom switch with Sleep Talk. But it's not like it really needs moves that much. Then again, Stone Edge is important for DD Gyara, so I don't know. Pursuit is also really nice for Gengar, who's also a threat. So, you know, I'm going to keep this set and just deal elsewhere. I have some flexibility. No, this T-Tar needs to be Pasho. So the idea with the rest of the team is that it really needs to devastate defensive teams because Heracross is not very good against those. So we've got our Mixed Knight that's going to outrun T-Tar. I would say creep on bulky DD Gyara's, but those are very extinct. And I like more attack, but it'll do the job. So T-Tar's got to be mixed. I don't even think Pursuit is that necessary, so I'm going to recommend this set, which I think is awesome. It's very tough for standard defensive teams to switch into, as it's got coverage for everything. And the speed that we're going to imbue it with is going to give it a jump on most Breloom, which favor bulk, as they should. I know I put speed on the other one, but that's because that team is really frail and needs the push. Okay, so we're gonna find... I think this is a good special attack benchmark. It's really putting Gliscor into its coffin, and the bulk... it likes some bulk for Breloom Mach. And actually it's this much that's needed, we'll see. And some Spadef. Honestly, at this point I can just go into HP. This, you know, we're gonna go a little lower on the special attack. Let's say this much. And then we'll have 4 Spadef. Wonderful. Yeah, you want these to be hitting hard as possible. Earthquake in particular against Nidoqueen and Jirachi. So, Pasho, I guess it's not required or anything. But... Custap could be nice. Shuka could be really nice. Lum could be nice. You know, I'm gonna say... Oh, another cool thing Heracross does is Pursuit Dugtrio, lock into Earthquake. That's really fun. So... I'm going to say that I probably am going to value Custap here just for T-Tar's... I think T-Tar's ability to dish out damage at low health against big targets is probably more valuable, like being able to sting a Jirachi, for example. But Shuka is really tempting, mainly for insurance against Gliscor and Dugtrio. So, you know, I'm going to say Shuka probably. Now, this T-Tar is not relied on defensively as much as the one in the first team, and that's because of this awesome set, Spadef Metagross. You know, for simplicity's sake, we're just going to go with this much. And this is a really cool set that is great against Jirachi, and great against Gengar, and is good against pretty much every special attacker. It even lives a Heatran Fire Blast. So, Yeah, it's simple. It allows T-Tar to be more offensive. That's pretty much the idea. So Mixed Knight is Mixed Knight. I forgot to put a last move. I think this team should ideally move at a frenetic enough pace that Roost isn't too appreciated, and extreme speed is always really valuable. So yeah. Now the thing with Starmie is we don't want this Starmie to thud against defense. You know, we don't want Clefable to come in for free and just force us out. So we're gonna go with Choice Specs, both for Hydro Pump to threaten it and for Trick to ruin something like a defensive Jirachi. So there's no switching into this with Scarf or Pasho T-Tar either, so it's a fierce weapon. And the last move, Psychic, is a fairly safe choice overall, but I guess... I think this wants to actually be able to hurt Empoleon. T-Bolt isn't a bad move to lock into. So I think, yeah, Thunderbolt's probably fine. Yeah. Metagross is also really, really bulky. It even eats Torrent, Pitaya, and Empoleon. It's nuts. So, as for the lead, I think... You know what? Actually, no. This awesome Specs Rotom. So the idea between this Rotom here is that we want Starmie's spin ability, but we don't want it basically contributing to a divide and conquer approach from the opponent. Like, the opponent's special wall is useless against Heracross, T-Tar, D-Knight, Metagross, right? So all they really need it for is Starmie. So with Rotom, then we pile on some special offense. So I like that idea here. You have another trick to really mess with defensive teams, and Specs Rotom is fun against... is a fun lead. I really like it because it smokes Machamp. Can't be boomed on by Azelf. So, and it totally dominates Metagross. Plus, a lot of people will think, oh, it's a stall team, and they're just running their Rest Talk Rotom Mo lead, which is a thing. But then you unleash Leaf Storm, and Leaf Storm is great because this team doesn't love Swampert in a nutshell. I mean, if on other teams like this, I've run HP Grass T-Tar before, but oh man, now I'm tempted to do that. Anyway, the idea is Leaf Storm for for Swampert, and it's a lot harder to switch into for T-Tar, especially because this is a modest Specs Rotom. So, and we're gonna drown it in bulk. We're gonna give it the Pert T-Tar, or the Pert Empoleon speed, and the rest will go in bulk, and I'm gonna jump over to the calc and see if this is enough to outrun, or to survive Machamp. There's my R key. Rotom. I'm pretty sure this should be okay for Machamp. Oh, it needs to be faster. For payback to... Ooh, that's still a lot. Yeah, it's 2 max rolls, so still not enough. Might ditch the speed then, actually. For Empoleon, you want to go first, or you want to go second, if it even stays in. You want to go second so you don't get Torrent pumped, and you can then switch to Starmie or D-Knight. Or you can stay in if you think they're going to Stealth Rock on the switch. But yeah, I'm going to advocate that, and this will go max HP, which should be enough. Yeah, that's definitely enough. And we see how it does against Scarftar. Good at very good. Okay. So, cool. I guess you can throw in Sleep Talk somewhere here. I don't think Shadow Ball is too crucial. So if you want to do that, you know, honestly, that's good. I like that. Shadow Ball probably not too crucial here. I mean, if you come to face another Rotom lead, you might regret it, but in that case, you can Trick fairly safely, I think. And still hit something important. If they even stay in. So Trick might be good, so you don't just Shadow Ball into Clef on the first turn. So yeah, and this way you're hitting T-Tar, you're doing something to T-Tar no matter what. So yeah, it's kind of like Sleep Talk Trick Specs Latias. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. And as for HP Grass on the T-Tar, I don't think this team is comfortable enough to remove any of these moves, but yeah. Luckily, it's got the bruiser power of Specs Starmie to go a long way. So you got your two Specs users, your mixed guy with great coverage, and your mixed D-Knight, as well as an explosion from Metagross, so should be okay. Okay, now this is an ambitious team. The default here is Starmie, but I decided I wanted to cripple Swampert a lot more, because I think offensive Swampert, which is popular now, these teams really hate it. So I wanted the option of T-Spikes, in addition to Toxic Zapdos, which is still going to hit the pokes like Gliscor and Dragonite and Flygon. And Hippowdon helping it out means I think the need for HP Ice is lessened. But other than that, this is just a balanced team. And another thing Knockoff Tentacruel does is that it lures in Starmie and it knocks it off, meaning that Hippo can run Stealth Rock, and I don't need Pursuit support to handle it. And I also don't need a second Stealth Rocker. In the past, I've run stall teams with Stealth Rock Hippo and Stealth Rock Clef just to handle defensive Starmie. And here I didn't think I could fit that because I think in order to support Rhyperior, then the Clef really needs T-Wave, and I'm not going to give up on a knockoff. So I had to figure out another way, and I was prepared to run Stealth Rock Jirachi, but I think I prefer this way, as Tentacruel will mess stuff up. As for EVs, I don't think this really needs the... I think this... I mean, this is the Flygon benchmark, but with Hippo, I don't think that's really necessary, so this is my preferred Clef thing. It has the best chance to live Pitaya and Empoleon. This Zapdos lives Specs Latias, always. I don't know what the best last move is for Tena. Probably just Surf. You know, no need to get silly with Sludge Bomb. Liquid Ooze because you want to eat up Leech Seeds. I don't know. Actually, you know, this might be the place for Sludge Bomb. I kind of like that more. Mess with Gyara and stuff too, so yeah, let's just go with that. Let's go bold, because we want it to be able to take stuff, like Infernape. So, bingo. And yeah, so Hippo, I don't know Spadef or Fizdef yet. Spadef is probably safer. Generally, my rule is Fizdef, Hippo, Spadef, Jirachi, and I think I can probably keep that here, especially because there's also a Fizdef Zapdos for to help with Machamp, so we want the security against Spectran and Mixed Knight. So, and well, no, this is very good against Gengar, so yeah, this is just Para and Poison everywhere for the grounds and everything else, like Skarmory. So this spread can be, I like around this much at least, and Spadef-wise is still going to be pretty similar, so we can run Protect or U-Turn. I think this team doesn't need Jirachi to be pure unkillable mode. I mean, it's nice, definitely, especially with T-Spikes against stuff like Infernape. So I am going to say Protect. However, if you want to run U-Turn, hell, you could even run Body Slam, Iron Head, U-Turn, Protect. I would not think that's a bad idea, so feel free to throw U-Turn on here, but this is the default. And as for Rhyperior, spread-wise, I mean, just... it kills me to... What's Clef's? You should outspeed it, right? I mean, it's gonna get parried, and I refuse to take out of attack because it doesn't have Ice Punch coverage, so I really want Earthquake and Stone Edge to be hitting Skarmory, Gliscor, Breloom, Swampert as hard as possible. So at this point, I'm just gonna say throw in some Spadef and see if he can live some special attacks. So Starmie, Bulky Starmie, Rhyperior. I know, this sounds ridiculous, right? But with Solid Rock and Sandstorm, Whoops. And sand, and 136. And 120. See, that's actually pretty good odds. So we give ourselves even better odds and keep the 101 subs. So you know what? This should do it. Yeah, I had this outlined pretty well already. So I mean, this can be tweaked, and you can make. Obviously, this can be a Starmie, but I think Tentacruel does some interesting stuff here. You can tweak the Jirachi set, tweak the Hippo spread, the Clef set, the Zap set, but I like this. You could run sub on this Zapdos for sure. I forget my reasoning for Heatwave here, because I don't think it's that crucial. So if anything, I would say you could run Substitute and Subtoxic. Yeah, run Subtoxic. Ancient set, really nasty. You can also run HP Ice if you like. You know what, give this a shot, just for maximum infuriation. You're spreading both statuses here, so you're really going with the theme of the team. So yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna come back to this later because it is less fully realized. Always shiny your Raikou, and may as well shiny the Suicune for thematic cohesion. This team is also pretty much outlined. The idea is 4 choice banders. Can it be done? The answer is yes, with the caveat that obviously it's not going to be as optimal as if this Swampert had leftovers or something. But it's still fine. Now, this last slot definitely has to be a Scarfer to clean up. And it's pretty much Flygon versus Latias. And since Flygon is already a problem, I am tempted to go Latias. And we also need the Starmie set, which is Trick, Specs, again for the same reason as on the other team. And that also helps soften things up for our Latias late game, which I think is really appreciated. So it's just a matter of picking that last set. That last move. T-Bolt isn't as needed here because we have a Scarf Latias, this time with Thunderbolt, since Dragonite is running Sleep Talk duties, and we can use Latias's, or we need Latias's ability to revenge kill Gyarados and Empoleon more reliably here. So we can also run Trick for defensive teams or just coverage. We can figure that out in a second. Stealth Rock's got to go somewhere. It'll just go on Pert, because the last move on Pert is usually Superpower, which is really good. Don't get me wrong, but you know, it can also be Stone Edge, which is kind of average, if that, in most games. So definitely has room for Stealth Rock. You know, early game, double it in against a T-Tar, watch them scurry out, get your rocks up. If Starmie tries to spin on you, Earthquake it into a Fine Powder or Pursuit it with Tar. This team is would definitely prefer a leftover Swampert, so if you want to, go for it, but then you're not running 4 choice banders and a choice specs Pokemon and a Scarfer, aka a team of choice. So yeah, these guys are pretty much decided. Max, this set should not change. Payback is awesome on Gyarados. He smokes Starmie, Latias, Rotom. And this D-Knight needs to be this, because Breloom and coverage and priority. And as for T-Tar, it's Ice Punch versus Superpower. Fire Punch is also surprisingly good, but I think I like Ice Punch because denies Breloom, denies Gliscor, smacks Hippo, and hits Nidoqueen too. I mean, Earthquake is also an option. I don't know, Aqua Tail is also an option, but I think I generally enjoy Ice Punch because having the one-on-one against Breloom is really, really fantastic, as opposed to having to throw D-Knight into it. So I'm gonna go with Ice Punch. And Starmie doesn't need to be Thunderbolt, so what does it have to be? Psychic or Ice Beam is the obvious choice. Grass Knot maybe, because it hits Swampert and T-Tar in one move. But then again, it seems pretty lame to lock into and let Jirachi in for completely free. Honestly, I'm going to say if there was ever a team that could run Surf, Hydro Pump, Starmie, it's this one. Because sometimes you can't miss, but you can't not have Hydro. So as for Latias' set, we can run... Healing Wish isn't that good because if you're fast, then your incoming Pokemon will take a hit. So I'm going to hold off on that. Dragon Pulse might be nice for cleaning up Kingdra, Flygon, Gyarados. Not Gyarados. Kingdra, Flygon, Gengar combos late game. And if there was ever a team for HP Fire Latios, it'd probably be this one, but I think the sheer power everywhere makes me think that's probably not so needed. As for Surf, I don't think it's particularly good on Scarf Latios. Thunder Wave might be an option, honestly, because it ruins Agiligros. So you know what, I'm going to say that. Let the 5 Choice Banders do their job. So I guess it could feasibly be used on Starmie too, but I'm not crazy about that. I'm not crazy about... I mean, Trick is also a good option, I suppose. Might even be more reliable than Thunder Wave because Trick ruins Bronzong and doesn't, you know, care about Lum. So yeah, we'll go with Trick. Okay, 4 Choice Banders, very fun. So these are our finished teams so far. Here's another team. This team I think is extremely cool. So it starts out with this very awesome Gliscor set. I've been using him for a while, but I haven't used him in a while, if that makes sense, and he's devastating. With his fangs, he's got Magnezone, and he hovers above Stall's hazards and massacres them. So very cool stuff. This Magnezone set is good. It, again, Timid Zone, unfortunately, because as much as I hate it, Sash Gross ruining is just beautiful. So we run Magnet Rise because we also want to get rid of Bronzong, of course, maximizing how much Magnezone can trap. Then we've got this awesome physical Swampert set, which is going to pack a punch with Adamant, but we don't need to, you know, give too much investment. We want to be able to survive a Heatran HP Grass, so a 52 Spadef. This is also going to help us stay in on Starmie. We want a 2-hit KO Starmie, not Bold Starmie, because that doesn't get used very much, and you're up the creek without a paddle in that matchup anyway. Well, in terms of just beating it with pure damage, you have the tools with Tyranitar here, which is probably going to be Pasho or Chople. Anyway, so yeah, here we have that. So we're just going to assume the standard 252, 40 Starmie set. So physically offensive style dog. I think max attack is a little excessive. As long as you're 2-hit KOing Starmie, it's 248, 40. So you know, we'll just assume a higher defense stat. So we want to be doing 47 minimum so that we are always 2-hit KOing it in sand. So we do a minimum of 88 attack EVs, and then my physical benchmark here is going to be... I'm going to have to go to the bathroom again sooner because I did drink a lot of tea. So I want to always take this with Rocks Up. And that does take a lot of investment because Dragonite is strong. And it should be around here. 93, yep, 112. So 112, and we're pretty much already EV'd out. So cool, we can see this. We can spare 4 EVs if we want, but I like to put these last 4 into speed for Clefable. If you're running like into fast Encore Clefable or faster Encore Clefable, this, you know, that's still fine. Anyway, so this is a good spread, and I'll be back again. Oh, this should be in the lead slot. I will explain it in a jiffy. Okay, so I recently posted about this Latias. Yeah, okay, so it is in this thread, the DPPOU Creative and Underrated Sets thread in Ruins of Alph, and you can read all about why this set is awesome. But yeah, it makes for a great lead. So we are putting it here. It synergizes beautifully with the rest of this team. Magnezone support, Breloom absorption, good lead against Machamp. So then we've got our T-Tar, which is crunching and pursuing annoying Rotoms. Honestly, Lum seems pretty appealing here. I think Gengar is going to be decently handled. I don't know. Chopple's still really nice. Latias also plays the part of dealing with Will-O-Wisp Rotom. Honestly, no, Lum is really important here. And I think we can deal with Gengar thanks to Scarf Gross. We'll get to Scarf Gross in a second. So I think this is a team I would definitely support Lum Tar on. We don't really need Fire Blast because we have Magnezone, of course, so I guess here is a team I could say, yeah, use Aerial Ace T-Tar on. You know what, Ice Beam is probably more reliable, and it can be a bulked out T-Tar too. Oh, maybe we can even run Payback, one of my favorite sets. Yeah, let's do that. So this thing is bulked the hell out. Payback. And it's pretty simple. You run... no, you want speed. You want speed because you need to handle defensive Rotom. So... And Nidoqueen's not as crucial to deal with here because this... I don't know, Superpower is nice for Empoleon stuff, but... Empoleon's actually kind of lame. So yeah, definitely gotta be Superpower. Nidoqueen will get Ice Beam, so that's fine. So we're not as bulky as we'd like. Probably don't need all this attack, actually definitely don't. So we can run, I forget what I think this is good for Gliscor, realistically. Then we run this Empoleon speed. And then we run around Scarftar attack levels. Or a little more, and then we still have plenty of bulk left over. So we can throw it in HP, but I think since we're running Lonely, it's better to throw it in Spadef to better handle Latias. So then, Scarf Metagross, who is awesome. Now this can be a Jirachi if you like. I just really love Scarf Metagross. I think it's excellent. It messes with defense really hard, and it has Explosion, it hits hard, and it's fast. So part of the beauty of this team, I think, is it's got so much natural bulk flying around, so you don't really need the faster Scarf in Metagross. You can use its bulk and extra power and Explosion, so I really like that. You got your... yeah, I really like this team. I think it's very cool. And it's got a lot of really awesome synergy. So give it a whirl. You know, you can tweak stuff. The T-Tar set can be changed, of course. You can run, you know, a little more special attack, stuff like that. But generally, yeah. Oh, make everything shiny because I decided to make the Magnezone and Gliscor shiny when I started making it. Okay, moving on. This is more fully formed. This one I'm not so sure on, but the idea here is, in the past I've talked about, like, DPP teams that stack up on leads. Like, my team with Band Azelf, Machamp, and Metagross that I've spanned in a couple of videos, that has multiple leads. So, the idea here was to have a more secure Stealth Rock with Uxie, because I was really sick of that style of team being so frail. So you got your CB Zelf to start the game out nicely, and then you follow it up with an Uxie. So the double Pixie thing works, but it's not, yeah. So the set with on Uxie is nice, or not nice, it's it can be whatever you want really. Then you run the amazing Akka Metagross, that's pretty much impossible to KO. So against offense, you're doing incredibly well, since you're taking something out, and then Uxie is already good enough. Probably going to have Thunder Wave on it too. A knockoff Uxie is nice, but probably more fit for semi-stall teams. And U-turn is good. U-turn, T-wave, and then probably Psychic. So, yeah, here you can just max all this stuff. Let's calc Gengar Shadow Ball. Want to be able to live that with rocks, ideally. Oh, wow. So Uxie is such a defensive monster, so it needs some for rocks, but... 56.6, 56, and Psychic in return will do... Jesus, that's nothing. Well, it'll be enough again with Life Orb and stuff. So, I mean, God, that's kind of pathetic, but still. Yeah, Uxie is really awesome. Fairly unexplored as well. Let's see if we can get more... Some special attack. I guess Uxie's special attack is fairly bad, so we'll run. We'll assume Force Spidefgar. So then we go 8 special attack Uxie. Let's just see how much 28 gets us. 91.9. That's probably a little much. I think just 8 is fine, and then we can see this bonus point is good in defense. So then we can see how much this extra special defense is going to get us. I do enjoy being efficient with my EVs. So 72, at least, and then 76. So if this isn't getting us anything, we just max HP and get more bulk on both sides. Perfect. I love crafting a nice, thorough EV spread. Even if the team doesn't work out, then the spread might. So, where do we go from here? We need our cleanup option, which again is probably going to be Scarf Latias. I really love that thing. We can run Magnezone, which I kind of like, just for the guarantee against steals. And yeah, sometimes I get caught up in patterns that I think work. So Thunder Wave, Magnet Rise. You know, the nice thing about this team is you could probably ditch the CBA's elf for more defensive security, or more offensive defensive security, and still be fine. So that works. Then you got your Latias, which is already nice. And then you have yada yada, Draco, Thunderbolt, definitely. And then Dragon Pulse, probably Trick. And then something in the last slot that also switches into T-Tard, dishes out damage, and helps revenge kill stuff. I think Breloom would be good here. Again, like the first team, which had a semi-similar approach, but with Gengar. So I think this team ends up being a pretty good fit for Breloom, so I like that. I like that a lot. Whoops, that's a Bagon. There we go. So, same idea. Coolio. And presto. Alright, so moving on. Alright, now we get to the more ambitious stuff. The most intuitive place to put Suicune and Raikou, offensive Suicune, because Raikou only really fits on offensive teams, is on some sort of T-Spikes offense team. And I know I've tried this before in my videos, and it's a tricky dance, because usually you can get one of them and then try to fill out the rest of the team with what is it? With the offensive and defensive security you need. Suicune's naturally bulky and handles a lot of physical stuff one-on-one, but it tends to get overwhelmed, so by the time Scarflygon comes out, you gotta really be careful. You gotta have your resists intact. And you also have to make sure you handle defensive teams, because between Nidoqueen and Clefable, then your T-Spikes offense stuff might not go that far. So honestly, another option is to just ditch the T-Spikes, but they just naturally fit so well because Roserade guarantees something goes to sleep, which is always easier in breaking stuff. And I'm going to put Protect on this Suicune because it's really nice for explosions. So, and it's just a nice tool to have. We'll go Modest. I think it's a good tool. We'll go... yeah, this should be fine. Want to hit stuff hard, and hell, we can do double protect. Really, I mean, this just makes me want T-Spikes more. Help nail down offensive stuff. So what we gotta handle is stall and generally handle Jirachi. So you always shiny your Raikou, because as soon as it's not shiny, then you tell the opponent, I don't have Aura Sphere. So that is unacceptable. So yeah. So we've got these. So now how are we dealing with... we've probably got the T-Spikes. So Nidoqueen's not really going to fit because you want as much offense out of your T-Spike setter here. And Venomoth is nice, but Roserade has potential mid-game utility if it's not a lead. It can also be a Scarf. So we're going to go with Rose and Sleep Powder. You know what, it might not even need Sleep Powder, it could also be Spikes, and that would help with Jirachi. So the only guarantee we're going to have right now is Toxic Spikes. Not even Leaf Storm, because Leaf Storm is illegal with Spikes. Sleep Powder and Spikes is also illegal, so... yeah, and I'm sure we'll almost surely make it fast, so we can just throw Timid on it now. And around this speed, but, you know, just, yeah, come back to it. Max HP and max special attack, both good. Have a feeling that since this team's going to be more defensively inclined, we might want max HP just as a sort of buffer for Scarf Rotom and things, but yeah. So, now we gotta answer, how are we handling A, Jirachi, B, Stall? Now, a good answer to that is generally Taunt Wisp Gengar, which I really like. It's not helping much on the defensive end of things, but I think if we add a Swampert and Jirachi after this, because this has to be a steal, it has to be a steal and a Scarfer, so it might have to be Scarf Roserade after all, which isn't bad. Definitely not, but... and it even snatches the momentum away from Azelf leads, which these teams tend to not like, so you know what, I think that's going to be the most practical way of going about it. We go Sleep, Leaf Storm, HP Ice. This kind of team was a little pre-Latias, and I would love to fit Latias on here, so maybe I'll make another attempt. But here's, so Swampert, because you need the T-Tar switch, takes a lot of pressure. Having two waters means that you're going to be a lot better in terms of, you know, that Scarf Flygon late in the game. So, but first things first, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, yada yada yada, Taunt Wisp to help with Jirachi and to help with Stall. Another thing that could be considered that XCal recently posted is Knockoff, and I like that because it really messes with Clef, and it messes with, what's it called, Jirachi as well, so I kind of can get behind that. We'll try Knockoff and Will-O-Wisp, because Taunt, I don't think is really that needed. Clef doesn't... yeah, so we're going to run the offensive Swampert again, same as the last team. If I can remember that spread from heart, it was this. 52, 112, and 4. Okay, so... and then, so this makes Roserade our lead. And the last is a steal, so Jirachi is the default because Jirachi does Jirachi things and helps out with Latias, which is admittedly nice. Now that, and it's not even a bad idea because it gives us our third Calm Minder. So... another option is Trick over Knockoff with Black Sludge, but I really want to cripple Clef, so... okay, so Jirachi gives a third Calm Minder. We're going to make two versions of this team. So I really like Sub Calm Mind Jirachi because it destroys Clefable. And if we're luring Jirachi, then... or Fire Punch Jirachi, then this destroys that too, and it sits on Wish Protect Jirachi. So I think that we've got a lot of options here, which I really like. The Suicune, I guess, could also be rest last if you want to sit on Jirachi, but I like this. So this is one option. You probably don't need to go max speed. I would go... where would I go? Jolly Lucario. Yeah. And you can, throw in some creep there. But I also think it needs some special attack for Clef. So we're gonna do some calcs against Clef. Calm Mind. We're running Psychic, not Flash Cannon. Ooh, actually it should probably be Flash Cannon. Should it be Flash Cannon? It needs to handle Latias. And Swampert's gonna be poisoned ideally, so yeah, Flash Cannon I think is preferred. Yes. Yeah, Latias could definitely be annoying with Calm Mind Roar, but with Flash Cannon we're better off. So we're gonna do Force But F for Life Orb Gar. No, we do have Flash Cannon after all. This will make it more immediate against Tyranitar, which is also nice. Oh, we need to give the Calm Mind boost. Two Calm Mind boosts. Well, let's see. I don't think... Let's see, just see 40. That seems like a good... Yeah, 40 at least, and then we have a good defense benchmark. Yeah, I've used that defense benchmark on Stealth Rock Jirachi before, so I think that's a good mix. And you can throw in some speed creep here for other fire punching Jirachis. Matter of fact, just do that. Go... Yeah, 32, and then you get this. So you'll also catch, I guess Jolly Gliscor isn't really a thing anymore, it's all about Impish, but if they were to run Jolly, then they'd still need some defense because of their role in taking on Breloom. So I suppose in theory knockoff Gliscor wouldn't need that, but knockoff Gliscor probably doesn't need that much speed. But that's a whole separate rant. Yeah, so we like this. We actually, you know what? I think that special attack is probably more crucial in handling Latias. Let's see how much it's gonna do. In Calm Mind Wars. Actually, it probably doesn't really matter in Calm Mind Wars because it's all about that crit anyway. Okay, I just had a really dirty idea. No, that wouldn't work. I was gonna say Psychic Toxic, but that's dumb. So I guess this Jirachi doesn't need to be Calm Mind, and probably shouldn't be if it's losing to Latias. So what I would say instead is probably... Well, what handles Latias? Paraset, obviously. But we want to not deal with Skarmory's antics. I was thinking maybe Subtoxic set. So this set is really nasty. And it also makes sure you Yeah, oh, I love that. If you can't get T-Spikes down, which is the nature of Scarf Roserade sometimes, then yes. Oh, that is wonderful. Okay, I love that. I really love that. So, and you can run Substitute or Protect. And I think both are great, and you can even do your little creepy creep, or you can just, not rely on that. I don't think you need to, especially if you run Protect. And Substitute Toxic is a cool set, for sure. But you can also run Protect. And actually, no, you definitely run Protect here, because you need the security against Scarflagon. So yes, absolutely run this. And then you can, but now you don't even need the speed creep because you're not trying to keep up sub. So run this set and these EVs. And I was gonna say the second version of this team would probably have Pasho Heatran, but I think that would just, and Heatran and Gengar are great together. But I think given the Suicune and Raikou problem stability thing, then you're probably gonna want Jirachi's security here. So I'm gonna say this team is probably in its optimized form. So, wow, I really like every single team that's made so far. I tend to have a high standard for DPP, and I'm not saying these are like elite or something, but I tend to get frustrated and scrap stuff sometimes. And I do really think that these teams are perfectly decent. So now we're getting to the final and most ambitious, Moltres. Now you're thinking, why the hell do I run Moltres in OU? And the answer is to be annoying. We're running Tentacruel again. How many times have I used Tentacruel today? Only once? Yeah, only once. I do love my Tentacruel. So it's so awesome. Anyway, so substitute yada yada yada. So in the spirit of just being annoying, I wanted to try this Breloom set, which is insanely stupid. So you leech, protect, and then you don't even spore, honestly. It's all about the stalling here. And then you don't even need to run a fighting move. I think Toph ran Mono Facade in SPL. You can run Sub. Ooh, that sounds dirty. I want to do that. Substitute, leech. Oh man, this is stupid. Last move to be determined whether we're going to go with Facade or Force Palm, which forces Taunt Gliscor to eat it. So I kind of like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so probably wise to actually be able to hit T-Tar as well. Anyway, so Moltres is just really dumb. This is a given, yada yada, so we go with... the idea is that everything that is immune to Toxic gets hit by Flamethrower. And I am even going to go so far as to say that I think I want Timid, or Max Special Attack Moltres, just because I want the Flamethrowers to actually hurt stuff, and I don't know if the bulk is going to be too important. So we're gonna go with Jolly Lucario speed, yada yada. It can be max HP, of course, and does it have the same SpDef as Zapdos? No, I think Zapdos has 90. Yeah, okay, so it needs a lot of investment to live Specs Latias. So, alright, now we need to actually start. I think we want a ground type for sure, probably a second spinner as well. You know what it's time for? Mother frigging Donphan. Rapid spin. I think Donphan is excellent. He's so very, very cool. We're not going to put Stealth Rock on him because that's too much of a burden, and we want him to have longevity and to deal with Rotoms well, so we're going to give him Protect and Assurance. Assurance is one of my favorite moves on Donphan. The target was already damaged. Now Donphan is slow, so in a one-on-one you're gonna hit Rotom first. Or actually, no, that's only if it takes Life Orb damage. But if a Pokemon switches into it and takes Stealth Rock, then you get that doubled hit. So for Starmie, for Rotom, it's nasty. So I don't really feel like going through a very complicated EV spread right now. But we're just gonna give it some SpDef because, you know, it's already bulky as hell with Impish. You know, just this much investment and it's already bulkier than... Okay, it's not bulkier than Max Pert, but it's got a higher defense stat, and it's very close to that level. So we're gonna just give it some cushion against CB Tar, which is the main reason for max defense Swampert. Every time you go lower than max defense, you know, to have more special defense in order to stave off Starmie better, for example, then you start running a risk of CB Tar messing you up. So yeah, I really do think Donphan is a legitimate OU Pokemon. Years and years ago, I brought him to a very important tournament game, and he was awesome, actually. He was incredibly important. So leftovers, I don't know why leftovers is not, yeah, okay. See, look at that, that's awesome. With rocks, I mean, we're gonna have protect, but we may as well just go for the clean. This, so 56, that's already perfect. We're just gonna be safe, and we're just gonna go up to the next, yeah, oh, 90. Yeah, okay, 96 should be more than enough. Now, do we want some attack? It's already got a huge attack stat, too. Like, actually, let's see its special defense capabilities of taking a Hydro Pump, you know, in a one-on-one. I would love to fit knockoff on this Donphan, and honestly, maybe that is the way. Just to really mess with as much as possible. We're also going to need a Heatran switch after this, so Tyranitar, Clefable are probably coming. I was thinking of Bronzong as well, because we're going to need a Steel. We need a Steel and a Heatran switch. Good lord. But, you know, we're running Moltres, so what the hell. Whoa, that's way too much defense. Anyway, as for knockoff, so we want to always survive this Hydro Pump, I think. 132, is that all? Yeah, 132, okay. And I don't think we're gonna need that much attack, because let's check out its... Well, you support Earthquake from 0 attack is already doing so much damage, Jesus Christ. And against Bold Clefable, where Knock would be amazing. As for this is going to want probably some Spadef. Probably a lot of Spadef, actually. No, I think we need Assurance because we need to hit... Well, Knockoff would ruin Gengar as well. Yeah, I think we like Knockoff just because it's a better overall move. We can deal with the thing. Rest Talk Rotom another way. Pursuit. And yeah, this is really awesome. So this probably wants Surf because we want as much Heatran insurance as possible on this team, so we can even give it a Calm Nature. As for old Donphan, then I think we probably just... Okay, that Earthquake is not doing that much, but Starmie, you know, we can give it a cushion for Hydro by going up to 160 Spadef. Wow, that's really not very much at all. 95.8. I wonder how much it is to guarantee after rocks. 184. 184. So this is already well within... Actually, is that the number you need to never be 2 KO'd by CBTAR? With rocks up? Because I know... Oh, yes, it's perfect. We have to do it. Okay. That is beautiful. I love when EV spreads work out like this. 72 defense, always live CBTAR Crunch with rocks up without needing to protect. And the remaining Spadef allows us to survive Starmie after Stealth Rock, always. So, a lot of leeway with protect. Now we need a Heatran switch, Stealth Rock, and a Steel type. So, for our Heatran switch that Stealth Rocks, I'm thinking either Clefable or Tyranitar. And I think I actually want... I still want defense on this guy, but I also want some Spadef. So, yeah. That's how it's gonna be. Now we want... Actually, yeah, I think we want Clefable because it switches into defensive Heatran. So, our third knockoff Pokemon, and now we need a Steel type to bring it all home. Oh, this is so dumb, but so fun. And I think I want Bulk on this just for switching into fighting types. Yeah, definitely. Lucario. Actually, Heatran Choice Scarf versus Tentacruel just to really beef out that spread. See how much we can make it never 2 KO'd by Earth Power. So Force Spidef does that. Perfect. Anything else we can accomplish with it? That's 8 Spidef. Oh no, it needs 8 Spidef. Okay. Fine. Can it be 248? Yeah, good enough. 12, 16, doesn't do anything. Yeah, we'll just stick with this. Okay. So we'll go with this. Alright, what steel type do we need? Because we do need one. Skarmory? Skarmory's never bad, right? If only I had Sandstorm on this team. And like stuff like Mixcon is a nightmare. I think the steel type needs to be fast. We need some speed on this team for sure. So Jirachi, Metagross, Heatran. I'm tempted to just say Heatran just for fire type overwhelmingness. Yeah, but is there... Well, I need the steel type that's most able to actually threaten dragons immediately. Good god, this is bad against dragon types. Maybe we don't need speed. Maybe we need to double down on defense. And we just, what, use Bronzong? If only we could use Ice Shard Donphan. If only, you know, maybe Empoleon. Empoleon's pretty great, because it also switches into Latios. But I think we want Bronzong because it handles Mixed Flygon and pretty much whatever we like. So, oh man, this team I definitely don't advocate nearly as much, but just for the sheer stupid factor. And as if it wasn't stupid enough. Does Clef have any cool moves we could throw in there? No. I was looking for Heal Block because I want to put a Heal Block on this Bronzong. Oh. Heal Block, Toxic, Protect. No, god, that is irredeemable. We needed Hidden Power Icing. So we're not going to fit a Heal Block, obviously. Breloom and the knockoffs and the Moltres will do the heavy lifting. I actually do think Breloom in this kind of knockoff spam is very good, but I'm not gonna. I also wanted this team to have Moltres, so yeah. Well, you'll lead off with Clef because Clef is pretty good, and we'll definitely run. Yeah, I think this is generally the best Bronzong set because it covers everything it needs to hit, really. So, Coolio. You definitely want your opponent bringing sand in this battle. God, if only you could fit it. I mean, in theory, you could run it on Clefable. Or over Clefable. Like, lefties. Yeah, honestly, that might even be better. More offensive pressure, I suppose. You lose a knockoff, unfortunately. I don't know. As long as you really have to be careful with Spadef Heatran, so that's why I'm about to calc special defense on Breloom. I know it can take one with careful and lots of investment. So we're gonna need a lot of investment. 136. Yeah, alright. I know Spadef is generally the preferred nature here. So let's see Specs Latios. What take? Oh god. Oh Jesus. That's way too much. So let's just see what Max Spadef gets us. What the hell? Yeah, no, that's not bad at all. 248? Oh, that's against 4 special attack too. Alright, 240. So we'll go with that. And can we, you know, max recovery probably isn't as important as being able to take hits, so honestly at this point I'm just going to say max spit up just to take as much as possible. Like T-Tar mixed stuff. So yeah, we have this now. This prelim set I actually think is legit, but, you know, and the team is definitely going to be annoying enough to win a lot of games. So there, at least there's that. This Bronzong definitely needs to be more physically defensive. For CB Knight, still going to handle Flygon, mixed Flygon roughly the same. So Bronzong, are we going full? Oh man, I really wish we could fit Skill Swap onto this Bronzong. That would be nice. Ruin Magnezone and stuff, but we cannot. So we're gonna run. Wait, why Impish? No, we need Relax because it has both a physical and a special attack. So 252. Is that a little excessive? Maybe, but yeah. Oh, that's with Relax. That's without plus Nature. Yeah, okay. Good enough. Could this even run Heat Proof? No, that's being stupid. Flygon, mixed attacker. That's a lot, but I want to do it so bad, but it can't be done. This needs to be physically defensive as hell. Or does it? You know, it needs to be physically defensive, but probably doesn't need to go max. So we'll just go with... Oh, that's still a lot. Okay. This is good. Good God, that's a drop. 236 is probably fine. No, okay, I think 228. Yeah, that should be fine. 228. Is this strongly affect? Yeah, okay. So, you know, it's something. No, this needs to have astounding levels of that. Now, do we have... I mean, in theory, this could become a Donphan, and you could just have the one spin, but I don't think that's a good idea when running Moltres. And Donphan has knockoff. So, you know what? If you want to run T-Tar here, run T-Tar here. That is your prerogative. So this is the first team of all these that I cannot really say is optimal or very good, but yeah, you can run T-Tar here. If you were to run T-Tar, well, you wouldn't have 3 UU Pokemon, so it wouldn't be nearly as cool. But I think, honestly, I think you kind of need it. So Team UU will see a different time. So Stealth Rock, Crunch, Earthquake, and you know what we're going to do in the last slot? We're going to use GD Rest, because we are not going to lose to Heatran using status on us. So we'll use Careful, we'll use Doug Bulk, I always forget the stupid benchmark for killing Doug. With Crunch. Oh god, it takes EVs. What a pain. Well, with Stealth Rock at least. 40. You know, the spit F on T-Tar doesn't really matter, so honestly we can probably just do this. Yeah, I like that more. And in case someone's running the Scarf Tar speed and rest bulk, then we'll invest in this much. At least we'll have something that hits hard. So 64, that's a pretty nasty chunk. 64, and wonderful. So Heatran, Choice Scarf versus our 92 Spit F. Do we want less? Do we want... God, that does... Oh, max HP. Do we want less? Do we want more? We want exactly what we have right now. Isn't that poetic? It's a metaphor for life. And... bam. Hell yeah. What a team. Anyway, so... you know what? I don't think this is the worst. This is... you know, it's fun. You know what? What the hell? Let's go with one more. I mentioned a team of UUs and OU. Well, let's see how many BLs I can cram onto a team. Now, none of these synergize that well together. But UUs, I know already the idea. Honestly, this is almost kind of cheating, but at the same time, it's not. So, yeah. I don't think it can be more than 4, maybe 5, because a steel type is going to be needed. And a steel type will actually make it good. But I don't even know if Dugtrio is needed, honestly, so I gotta take yet another bathroom break because I was stupid enough to drink water in the last 10 minutes. But, yeah. And Nidoqueen... Nidoqueen would just be competing for a spot with Venusaur, and that's not nearly as interesting. You know, we can say Nidoqueen, Clefable, Dugtrio stall, and it's good, you know, but that's not as fun, I guess. You know what, let's do that and then see something else we can do. You know, this is easy to whip up, you know? So, and then we throw Skarmory in there. And then we throw Tyranitar in there because we need Tyranitar's capabilities for Stealth Rock or Choice Scarf, probably Stealth Rock here. So yeah, congratulations, this is a good team with 3 UUs and 1 NU Pokemon. So I will be right back. Once again, also make your Milotics female. And preferably shiny, but female. So, yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory. I think you probably want Calm Mind Clef here to fully abuse the Doug. And, I mean, you can go with Stealth Rock Clef, and that will be fine, but I think this is generally going to be more effective at closing games out. So then you run your T-Spikes, and you don't want your rocks on... You don't want your you don't want your rock solely on Nidoqueen. It has other moves. Then you can run your Earthquake, Ice Beam, whatever you want. You can run Flamethrower if you want, but yeah, you can just run this. This will always be fine with varying degrees of... You don't need Spit F as much because you have Milotic here. So Milotic is also nice for helping its other Calm Mind Clef, you know, draining a lot of their PP. Haze, yada yada. Taunt Gyarados will lose to Skarm. This team's not nearly as interesting, but it's good. Which I guess makes up for the last one. Yeah. And then T-Tar. Crunch. Earthquake, just for coverage, general goodness. And this one I think you max, well you run Doug Bulk, but you also run lots of Spadef because you want to be eating Empoleon. Then in the last you can run Roar, you can run Protect. I like both of those a lot. I would probably go with Protect. And just because I think it's really good. And then Doug is Doug. I think the best moveset is Pursuit, Sucker, Aerial Ace, and then Sucker Punch because it allows you to trap other Doug. And that means that, yeah, Scarf Tar, Bulk for Clef, and mainly Clef. And then you can lead with pretty much whatever. I would probably just lead with T-Tar. But yeah, so this is a good team, and it uses 2 OUs, 3 UUs, and an NU. So I wouldn't even call this a very impressive achievement, but what the hell. So yeah, this team is good, but can we make it a little more fun? Oh, and I guess for this you can also run Quagsire over Milotic, and I'm pretty sure Quagsire is UU, so you would still be... Oh no, Quagsire is NU. Really? So I guess you could, in theory, have... What the hell? Where the hell is Quagsire? Am I just forgetting the alphabet? No, yeah, it is NU. I wasn't crazy. Okay, so you could run Quagsire if you want. I think Milo is better here because it is a lot less inviting to Breloom because of that big natural speed stat and its strong Ice Beam. So I would stick with Milo. But, and run 8 Spadef, 248 HP because it's better against Gengar. But you could run Quagsire, and it would be good. It would be fine. It would make the entire team resistant to sandstorms, so you know we'll throw it in as an alternative. The entire team is resistant to sand. That's pretty awesome. So now you have your team with, yeah, and you're immune to water, and you're generally good, and you have Encore, which is awesome. You have Recover, and then I think you would probably run Encore and Toxic and Max Spadef. That is the Quagsire set. Yeah, so how cool is that? Encore into Doug. So yeah, you have, now we're at 10 teams, and Can we get one more? It would fit off the screen, but you know, I said I would make a bunch of UU stuff, and I made stall teams, so that's not quite as fun. So let's see. I guess starting with Milotic doomed that approach to wind up being effective but stallish. So, you know what's really cool is this set. You just say, destroy everything. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna go stallish one more time, but this time it's gonna be awesome. This set is really dumb. But you get a gajillion hazards, and you knock off, and you heal in sand. So yeah, it's kind of like a Tentacruel that doesn't spin, but it spikes instead, if you want to think of it that way. Let's just check its bulk against this. And the reason why we're going to run this instead of, you know, a Scarmnito configuration is because it fits a lot into one slot, which gives us more room to run abusers. So we're going to run Tyranitar, obviously. Thing is that Omastar doesn't really come in on much, so we'll figure out what we're going to run. It's going to be awesome. So Doug does a lot of damage with Choice Band, so maybe we run Impish and never get KO'd with Rocks Up. Yeah, that's a good start. I mean, I don't even know what the Spinef is supposed to let it switch into Heatran, which I think it's still going to do a crappy job at. See, you know, in Sand, that's still doing a lot, so... I mean, yeah, it's whatever. Switching into Heatran isn't that important. We're going to have T-Tars and Clefs doing that anyway. So now what are we going to run? This is a cool, awesome set. Heal Block. I totally blanked on where I was going with that. No, not Heal Bell, Heal Block. Yeah, so Celebi I think is actually really good. It's just, you need to play it to its strengths. And this set, I think, is cool. So, and we're gonna have... Actually, you know what we can do? I was gonna say Gravity Celebi so we can trap more stuff with Doug, but you know, what are we trapping? Zapdos? Zapdos isn't a threat. So... Oh, actually no, hell no. I want to run Abomasnow, Ice Shard, and we can still... you know, Omastar plus Spinner is still less slots than Scarm, Nido, Starmie, so we're still running hella abusers. So Ice Shard, Wood Hammer, Leech, Protect, and we're gonna run Adamant because we want to hit things hard, mainly Clef. Do we need speed? I don't think so. T-Tar rocks. What are we gonna run? Who are we gonna run as a spinner? Donphan again, honestly? Hell yeah we are. Because we need a T-Tar switch, we need a lot. And we need a steel type still, and we need something fast. Well, the fast part is easy, we just run Scarf Rotom as our main abuser. Thunderbolts, HP Ice, Trick or something. God, and the Steel type has to not suck against Breloom, which is kind of trouble because Aegislash doesn't exist, and all the other Steel types get hit neutrally at best by Superpower, so... And let's see, we'll just go with the same spread as before. Oh, yes, this. Do we need a Steel type? Oh god, I'm really nodding off here. And I'm kind of tempted to just max defense this thing. Oh, Doug. Choice Band. Nice, 236, and then the rest in special attack. Let's see, can we run Empoleon? Maybe we can run Empoleon. Wait, what did I have to not suck against? Oh yeah, Breloom. Damn it, that sucks. Well, it doesn't have to be a Steel per se, but it's gotta help with dragons. So... Togekiss. Oh no, it's definitely getting too late. Zapdos. Cresselia. Oh no, I'm not putting Cresselia on the team, am I? I'm definitely putting Cresselia on the team. I can feel it happening. Yep, Cresselia. Alright, Ice Beam. Here comes the worst set of all time. It's gotta be Rest, Sleep Talk. What the hell else could it possibly run? Alternatively, I guess it could be like Toxic. Oh, Psychic. Duh. For Stab. Alright. The worst team of all time. Nah, I've definitely run worse than this. Sub Punch, Caress, I just want to see how much defense I can squeeze, or how much defense I can skimp on. 236, and now we get to run a little more of this. You know what? This actually seems kind of fun. Well, Abomasnow will lure Clefable, so that makes it nice. May as well just throw some Trick on just to be sure, but Donphan will help. T-Tar should help. What does this team need help with? Gengar? Yeah, it needs help with Gengar. It needs help with goddamn everything. And I don't even know what the last should be. Trick. Oh, this should just be. Last can be Hydro Will-O-Wisp, just to burn a T-Tar, and then Cresselia beats it one-on-one. Yeah, then you can actually, yeah, just max special attack. And T-Tar, well, can Gengar be handled? Honestly, not really. Let's see how much Gengar does to Omastar in Sand. Life Orb Gengar. I mean, we can just run Max Spadef T-Tar with lefties. What the hell item did I want to run? Calm. And in Sand, Jesus, that still does way too much. Shadow Ball does as well. So with 0 bulk, then it'll... Okay, come on, gotta at least live this. 236. 236. Yeah, come on, you can't be dying to frigging that. So 36 and back to the Dugtrio calc because I can't just let myself not care about the EVs on this thing. Yup, perfect. I love it when they align. They align with the Gengar calc and they give an extra bonus against Dugtrio. So what the hell item did I want on this T-Tar? No way it was Pasho. I don't frigging want Chople, and... Well, it's gotta have Earthquake, and it's gotta have Protect. Actually, no, God, it's gotta have Rest, because holy shit, this team is bad against Heatran. Jesus Christ. Oh, I just realized how bad it is. It is abysmal. Yeah, I might have to say this has Spadef after all. And this will run, yeah. Max Spadef because Gengar. Actually, let me calc the Gengar EVs. Gengar versus Omastar running 200 or 204 in Sand. Nope, doesn't do anything. Don't care. Heatran, another big one. It does... Oh, it's 208. Eh, not worth it. Okay. So, Gengar versus Tyranitar. I just need to find out the max. I think it's 248 that you want. Oh, God damn it, in Sand. Yes, of course in Sand. Okay, so for max bulk, then we go 248. And then the rest we put in attack because it doesn't matter. Okay, I am officially dead. I am going the hell to sleep. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This team is super flawed. Actually, you know, the Heatran thing, you know, I want more defense because Jirachi, let's just assume 0 attack because blah blah blah. Do we want defense? No, that doesn't even make a difference. For Omastar, how much difference is it gonna make? if we have 36, it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed these teams. Technically there's 11, but since one is literally just a Pokemon change, these guys, then, you know, consider it 10. But if you want to look at it as 11, and of course, starting with the Moltres team, well, I guess these last two were, this was more the spiritual successor to the Moltres team than these guys. These teams are actually good. I think the Milo version is better, but Quack is cool too. Just be careful of Breloom. Anyway, more careful of Breloom, rather. Anyway, sacking Nido to sleep and going to Scarm should be okay. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you have fun with these teams if you try them out. Let me know how they work. I mean, I think they have good ideas more than they are perfectly optimized, but I think you know, they're good for a blast, and hopefully they inspire you to try some of your own teams. And try making some of your own teams. They give you some ideas for them, and I think these are pretty not bad. So I will catch you next time.